Hi everybody, my name is Chelsea Lamford and I am an Elite Green Status presenter, and I'm on here for Tidbit Thursday. DeBron asked me if I would jump in here and just talk about something that has been helpful to me that I think will be helpful for you. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in, and then if you hop on, make sure you say hey. I'm going to invite just a couple people real quick, and we'll just get started in just a second. Okay, so I titled my thing, whatever this is called, live video, I titled it Achieve Without Excuses. And the reason I did achieve in all caps is because I work really well when I do like acronyms. So I'm going to do an acronym today, and I'm going to talk kind of through that acronym. I used to be a teacher before I started with Unique, and so I do really well with like outlines and plans and everything written down and to-do lists and all that stuff. So we're going to kind of go with it, and y'all need to tell me if I get lipstick on my teeth because, hey Liz, I was doing a live video earlier and I totally had red lipstick like all across my teeth and didn't even know. So if that happens, y'all need to tell me, okay? Don't let me sit here and talk the whole video with red lipstick on my teeth. So, how to eliminate excuses and find motivation and achieve your goals, okay, without excuses. So our brains do a really good job at convincing us that we can't do things, that we can't achieve the things that we really want, right? Okay. It's really easy for us to look for excuses and reasons why we shouldn't do something. Maybe it's too scary. Maybe it's could end in failure. Maybe we won't be good at it. Maybe people won't like us, X, Y, Z. Okay. But it's in times like this that I really like to challenge myself, and then I guess challenge my brain, and act on my desires anyways, and act in a way that makes it possible for me to hit my goals. So we're going to talk about what it means to achieve. Okay, so the A stands for act upon your desire and accentuate the positive. Act upon your desire and accentuate the positive, or act upon your goal, whatever you want to say. So there are things in life that we feel like we deserve. There are things in life that, there are unique things that come our way that if we don't jump and act on them, they'll never come around again, okay? There are things in life that are going to require hard work. They're going to require time. They're going to require effort. And so a lot of times we get scared and nervous that we don't have what it takes, okay? But you need to act on what you want. So for me, I know what I want. I know what I want in life. And one of my big goals is to make it so that my husband doesn't have to work 2 jobs. So every day that I'm acting on my goals, I am achieving something. And is it easy every day? No. But I try to accentuate the positive, and I try to think about the end result and not just the here and now. So think about what it is that you want and act on it. Do something every day that gets you closer to that goal. Okay? Think about as many positive reasons why you should take the next step, or why you should start something new, or why you should take a chance, or do this one thing that scares you. And then remind yourself of why you're doing it, okay? So think about your why, essentially. And remind yourself every single day. There are days and weeks where I want to give up, or it gets too hard, or I have teammates that aren't trying, or, you know, anything. Or I don't meet a goal, whatever, and I want to give up. But you know what? I remind myself of, Chelsea, you've gotten this far, and this is where you want to be. And then I think about all the positive things that have happened, and it really does motivate me to move on, okay? So A is act upon your desire and accentuate the positive. If you guys hop on, say hey. And then, so we're spelling out achieve. Then the C for achieve is celebrate your successes and also your failures, okay? So for me personally, I find that when I'm motivated, it's easier for me to find success, okay? And then my motivation often comes from either feeling success or hitting a place of failure and being motivated to do better, okay? So you want to make sure that you're process oriented, not just like hit the end goal oriented, okay? So you need to learn to appreciate the process, okay? And value the successes and value the failures and learn through each step of the journey, because that's how you're going to get to your end result, is learning in the success and in the failures, and they will both be there, okay? when you start removing excuses from your mind and from your vocabulary, especially the word can't or but, when you start removing that, then you're going to start seeing positive effects that those excuses were blocking before, okay? Excuses are really good roadblocks, and they keep us from getting to where we want to be, and we can just totally knock those right down. We're the only ones standing in our way, honestly. So when you remove your excuses and you remove those roadblocks, then it allows you to grow from failure instead of burying that failure and burying yourself in it, okay, which is not healthy. Try not, this kind of goes with celebrate your success and failure. You may see that Sally is super, super successful, and you are constantly comparing yourself to Sally, thinking you are never going to be like Sally. Okay, that is not healthy. That is not good for you. That is not helping you reach your goals. Okay, try, and it's really hard, I will admit. Try not to compare yourself to other people in their successes and failures. So don't compare your failure to somebody else's success. Don't compare your success to somebody else's success. You can't really play the comparison game, especially in this industry. It's just not fair. Everybody's journey is going to be totally different, okay? And I know that is easier said than done, but try. Okay, and then, so we have A is act on your desire and accentuate the positive, and then the C, part of achieve, is celebrate your successes and your failures. H is have realistic goals. I just did a training with my team on this. It's really easy to say, oh, I want to do this, 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 and this, and have all these goals set up, and they're not realistic, like, at all. Whether, you know, it be that you're setting goals that just are, like, way beyond where you actually are, or you just have too many goals for this one time frame, whatever. I have found, both personally and with my team, that big goals often become really overwhelming very quickly. And that we are more prone to just not even start working towards our goals, or we're prone to, like, make lots of excuses when our goal is overwhelming for us. So what I suggested to my girls is to create SMART goals, which, if you are curious what that is, I posted a video on YouTube. If you look up my YouTube channel, Candidly Beautiful Cosmetics with Chelsea, you can find a video all about writing SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T, it's an acronym, shocking, and how to write SMART goals and why it's important. So anyways, we wrote SMART goals, and we took our big goal and we broke it into smaller goals, okay, that are achievable. So by breaking your big goal into tiny, smaller baby steps, it helps you to get to your goal, and it helps you to feel those successes along the way. Because if you have outlandish goals, you're never going to feel success, and you're going to be more prone to quit. Okay, so you want to make it so that you can actually be successful. You don't want to set yourself up for failure. So what I do is every single day I make a list of a few things that I know that will help me get closer to my goal, whether it be my monthly goal, my 6-month goal, my yearly goal, whatever it is. I make a list because I'm a list person, and I check stuff off my list every day. Okay, so if you're a list person, that would be a really good idea for you. Take your monthly goal and then break it down into steps that you can do every single day. All right, so H is have realistic goals. I for achieve. Ignore the excuses that your mind comes up with, okay? We choose our excuses, they don't choose us. I think that's a pretty powerful statement. I read that and it like, okay? We choose our excuses, they don't choose us. Our excuses are a matter of choice. We have the choice to make it or not. And it's important, and if it's important, then you'll find a way to do it. If it's not that important to you, then you're going to make an excuse. That's just how it is. So, instead of saying I read this too, and this really struck me. Instead of saying I don't have time, whether this be in your business or just in life in general, I don't have time to do X, Y, and Z. Try saying it's not a priority to me to do X, Y, and Z, and see how that feels. Because it may be that sometimes when you say that, you're like, yeah, it's not a priority. But then you may say that other times and be like, oh my gosh, like this really actually is a priority to me, and I'm getting in my own way. All right, so ignore the excuses that your mind comes up with. I have notes here, you guys, because I just forget everything. So I know for me, I get so pumped up about something, and then almost instantly, my brain starts rattling off reasons why it's not a good idea, or why I shouldn't do it, or why I wouldn't be good at it, or whatever, okay? And most of these reasons are just stupid excuses, negative thoughts. I'm putting limitations on myself because of my fear and my worry, okay? And 9 times out of 10, there's stuff that's not even really like that realistic, okay? So I could think of like a million reasons why I shouldn't do something on any given occasion, okay? And I'm sure you probably could too. And then if I think about it long enough, eventually I'm going to talk myself out of it and I'm just not going to do it, okay? And I think that's what a lot of us do, especially in this industry. So here's excuses I've heard or I've made myself. It's going to take too long. I don't have time. I don't have enough to post about to do that. I can't be consistent. I don't have enough stuff to post. People aren't going to like it. People are going to think I'm annoying. I'm going to be a total flop, or this is going to be a total flop. No one's even going to pay attention to it. I don't even know how to do makeup myself. Why are other people going to want to, you know, have anything to do with me and makeup? I don't have a lot of product. How am I supposed to show it if I don't have a lot of it? I'm not as good as Sally. I have heard all of those. I have said a lot of them, okay? What if instead of focusing on all of those negative thoughts, we focused on, hey, people may actually really enjoy this. Or, you know what? I might be able to inspire or encourage somebody else. I'm going to feel more confident in myself. I'm going to grow personally, okay? I'm going to feel more independent. I'm going to be able to make money for my family. I'm going to make new friends. I am going to be able to push beyond my boundaries that I normally wouldn't push myself out of. I'm going to be able to start and finish something that I've put my mind to. I'm going to be proud of myself. And this is going to be an awesome learning experience. What if we thought about that instead of all those negative thoughts? Do you see even how, like, even when I was saying them, so much different coming out. So that's why it's so important to train your mind to not give in to the excuses. And it's a lot easier said than done. I'm preaching this to myself. Okay, so we have A.C.H.I.E.V.E. Now we're on to the E, which is experiment until you find what works for you. Okay, I tell my girls all the time, you need to play around and figure out what works for you. Just because something is working for me does not mean that it's going to work for you. I may be a rock star at 5-day classes, but my teammate may hate 5-day classes and she may totally love the 30-minute style class or a live tutorial class. You have to, that's just an example. You have to play around with what works for you and figure that out and then go with it, okay? Don't be afraid to try a whole bunch of different stuff until you figure out what works, okay? Be careful about overcommitting yourself. Overcommitting can lead to excuse making, and so obviously you want to be willing to take on a challenge and to challenge yourself and stretch yourself, but you need to be aware that everybody has a breaking point, including yourself. And if you keep overcommitting, then you're going to keep, maybe, I don't know how to say this without just saying it, but you're going to keep failing, and then you're not going to find that success that you're longing for, and you're going to give up, like I said earlier. So make sure you don't underestimate like your time, your ability that you have right now. We are all in different stages of life. Some of us have full-time jobs. Some of us are homeschooling and have children and, you know, houses and husbands and a million different things that require our attention. So make sure you don't overcommit yourself and then kind of lose yourself and your business in the process. So experiment until you find what works for you. Try all different kinds of stuff and figure out what works for you. V for achieve is visualize your goal. Okay, visualize. Close your eyes. What do you see? When you think about your goal and what you want, what do you see in your brain? I used to do this with my 3rd graders. We would visualize a story before we ever read it. I would show them the cover. I would read them the title, and I would say, okay, I'm not going to show you anything in the book. I'm not going to read you anything. I want you guys to just sit with your eyes closed for a second and tell me what you see happening in your brain. And I used to love to hear the responses. And then after we read the story, we would compare what they visualized to what we read in the story. Do that with your business, okay? Set a goal and then visualize it. Visualize what that's going to look like, okay? Make a dream board. I know it sounds silly, but they work. Cut out a bunch of pictures out of a magazine of things that you would like to see in your life down the road, okay? And let that be your dream board. Let that be your goal, okay? Keep your goal visible. Write it, like literally write it down and keep it in front of you so that you see it every single day. Imagine your life after obtaining your goal. Whether your goal is to get to Punta Cana. I know that's one of my goals. And I can see my husband and I now sipping on pina coladas. I'm feeling it, y'all. I'm feeling it, okay? Making more money. I'm feeling that one too. I want my husband home more, okay? So that is a major goal of mine. I envision that every single day. More friends, more teaching opportunities, a new house, you know, whatever it is for you, visualize it, see it in your brain, okay? And then finally, the last letter is the second E, which is empower yourself and empower others. Be the one who changes the tone, okay? There's so much negativity in the world. We don't need more negativity, okay? Avoid other excusers. That's what I call them, okay? If somebody's constantly throwing excuses your way, no matter how much you motivate, no matter how much you encourage, remove yourself. Remove yourself from the negativity because it's just going to drag you down, okay? Tell yourself every day that you can do it, that you can do it. That's a huge step in overcoming excuses. It's just telling yourself that you can. Tell yourself that you're going to make progress, not excuses, okay? Negativity breeds negativity, and positivity breeds positivity. So you decide whether you are breeding negativity or are you breeding positivity in your team, on your Facebook page, in your business, in your life in general, with your children, with your husband, you name it, okay? Surround yourself with people and with things that motivate you, things that encourage you, things that empower you. By eliminating your excuses and making like meaningful changes in your life, you're going to encourage others to do the same. And I have seen that personally. I get a lot of messages from people, and this is very humbling for me, telling me that I've inspired them to open their own business or to do this thing that they've been wanting to do for so long but they've been scared to do, and watching me inspires them. That is insane to me that people think that, like, of me. And it's just a testament to the fact that you are, more people are watching you than you realize, and everything that you're saying and posting and doing is speaking to other people. So just be really aware of that. So to recap, in order to achieve, you need to recognize all of your little wins along the way, and you need to praise yourself for them. They're going to lead to big ones in the end. And then I read this quote and I wanted to share it with you. It says, in 2 weeks, you're going to feel it, okay? In 4 weeks, you're going to see it. In 8 weeks, you're going to hear about it. So applying that to what we do, in 2 weeks, you're going to feel some of that success and that failure, okay? If you set a goal and in 2 weeks from now, you're going to feel some of that. In 4 weeks, you're going to see that success and that failure, okay? And then in 8 weeks, you're going to hear other people talking about that success and that failure, okay? Share that with people. Be raw, be vulnerable with people, let people in, and let people see that, and they will want to experience it with you. So I hope this has been helpful. It's not necessarily like practical tips per se of like things specifically that you can do, but this has just been something that's been on my heart lately, just about making excuses and not letting them take over, because it will ruin you. So so just eliminate them and find motivation, and then achieve. So I hope you guys find this helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And thank you, DeBron, for letting me do this. I appreciate you asking me. It's very humbling. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll probably talk to you soon. Bye.